Alrighty boys, welcome back to our step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Finka. Now before I get into this video guys, one thing that I quickly wanted to bring up is, would you guys be interested in seeing a how to drone properly video? I feel like that's something that nobody else has really talked about, is how you should drone properly, how you should maneuver with the drones, how you should be playing with the drones, because I feel like a lot goes into that in particular, droning in particular, and a lot of people just simply don't understand how to do it properly, which is actually causing them to not play as well as they should, especially at the higher ranks. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing. But to get us started here in our first clip here guys, we're on Chalet. Now we're attacking the wine bomb site. Now with this bomb site, the thing that I usually will try to go for is I usually look for some kind of roam clear. Now Finka is very unique in the sense that her utility is basically no utility, which means that the most likely position that she can fill is some kind of fragging slash support type of player, or playstyle basically is the idea. So the thing that I'm going to be going for is I'm going for a fast roam clear for the top floor through bathroom window to clear through kitchen, trophy, and dining, right? And the idea that I'm thinking here in my head is I'm going to take control of this space, and my goal is to use my nades to basically bounce a nade into sight, so that way my ace can go ahead and get the long angle open, and then from there we're going to be able to shoot the utility off of the wine wall for our wine cellar push, okay? So what ends up happening here is I'm going to go ahead and walk down the staircase here. Now right here there's an echo drone. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that off rip. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a nice little kill on this warden on the door. He was just holding a little angle onto me, but I ended up getting myself a free kill onto him. And the reason why I'm even able to get a free kill on that warden right there is because I'm just expecting someone to be on that angle. Now right here, for context guys, I want you guys to be aware that I'm actually getting audio that somebody's trying to flank me through master while I'm on West Main here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rotate up the main staircase here on West Main, and I'm just going to be holding for this. For context, it's going to be an Azami that's going to try to flank me here. And it turns into a 2v4 position. So what does this Azami do? He's obviously going to rush forward so that way he can try to look for some free kills himself. But instead, he ends up giving me a free kill. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rotate down the West Main staircase, look through the open head hole. I'm going to end up seeing a shield on this little desk right here. But that tells me that if somebody is playing on that shield, they're going to be holding me on my breach here on a pixel angle. So I end up swinging aggressively, getting myself a free kill onto him. And then after we get the kill on that guy, at that point, there's no utility that we have to let us walk in. So I pull my pistol out, rush on in for pillar, and then I look for a free kill on the pillar on a guy playing there, and I end up getting it on the Cade, and we secure the round right there. Now, technically, Finka doesn't have that much utility herself, but there are some things that I really quickly want to talk about that the Adrenaline Surge actually does to help your team. The main thing that it does that's probably the most important is that it increases ADS speed. So the main thing with that is that if your teammates are playing a Blackbeard or a Shield in general, their ADS time for when they're pulling out their gun is going to be a lot faster than if they didn't have their Adrenaline Surge, okay? And on top of that, right, so your main priority when you're going to be playing Finka is you're going to be trying to heal your teammates, top them up basically. And personally myself, I think it's worth it to always do it whenever your teammates take damage. Now the only time I feel like you wouldn't want to do it for the sole purpose of healing your teammates is when you are wanting to use the Finka Adrenaline Surges for yourself, be more selfish style. And I do think you do have that option there, because one of the things that you can do is say for example in this next clip here, we're going to be on Chalet. I'm going to go and get on drone. I had a preset inside the library. We're going to go ahead and drone down here, and what's going to end up happening for context is we're going to see a sentry on this bar door right here. And one of the things I do here is that one of my teammates is spam pinging it here, but I don't let him see that I have a drone on him. He obviously hears my drone, so he's going to go ahead and start rotating away. I'm going to pop my Adrenaline Surge. This gives me a little bit extra health, so that way I'm more confident to swing this gunfight. Unfortunately, he doesn't end up challenging me aggressively here, so what's going to end up happening here is the play that I'm looking at here is that my Blackbeard is walking up blue stairs, so I'm going to go ahead and swing aggressively to get a pincer maneuver with my Blackbeard. Since we're pincer the sentry into bar, the only play that he has is try to walk up blue stairs, or else he gets pincered, and we end up getting a free kill into him as he walks up to run away. Doc tries to look for the refrag through lobby right there, and I ended up actually hearing him underneath the default camera right there. That's why I knew he was coming. I got myself a free kill onto him because I expected the refrag once I got the audio for it. So I was able to get a free kill onto him. And then we go ahead and pop our Adrenaline Surge one more time to basically top up off our team. And then now we're going to go ahead and get on the K9 door here. We're going to try to see where the last couple players are. Now the play that I'm looking for here is to try to wallbang for the K9 door to try to get some kind of free kill. However, what's going to end up happening here is that the enemy team is not going to allow it, and they're going to start rotating over to pianos, which makes sense because my buck is bucking below. However, what's going to end up happening here is that since the enemy team had to rotate into piano, my Blackbeard is going to be able to push them aggressively, and my Gridlock's going to go ahead and get a free kill on the main wall, and then, you know what I mean, at that point it's just, you know what I mean, it's just a flood. We go ahead and get the last couple kills and secure the round. Now next up, we're going to be over on Skyscraper. Now the main thing that I wanted to talk about with this clip in particular is like, when do you use the spear, when do you use the LMG? Now I think if you're going to be going for like a more selfish playstyle and you're going to be wanting to use your Adrenaline Surges for yourself, I think you use the LMG, because the LMG and the spear, they kind of like have very similar recoil pattern in my opinion. Now the LMGs did get nerfed, so the more you spray, like the more recoil you tend to have. So the thing that you want to do when you're playing them, in my opinion, is that you want to try to look for like those close range gunfights, so that way the recoil doesn't get like super out of hand. But the thing that I'm going to be doing here, chat, is that like the sole reason why I wanted to play Finka on this map in particular is that I wanted to play in a position where I feel like a lot of bullets would be required. So like all I'm doing here is I'm spraying through the soft wall for the main wall here behind minibar, and I'm just trying to see if anybody that tries to ego challenge into me through the minibar, and so that way I can potentially maybe get myself a free kill on anybody trying to challenge me. Now what's going to end up happening here is nobody's going to end up trying to challenge me. What's going to end up happening is that a lot of my teammates are just going to die, which is going to essentially lead to the enemy team getting too hyper aggressive, so that's going to eventually lead to me being able to get free kills. I'm going to go and run over here, grab the diffuser. They're going to run out, get one of my teammates on the breach, and then now we're going to go ahead and play the nice upside down rappel. Now honestly, this upside down rappel I think is really strong, because there's not actually a really good way for the enemy team to deal with it. So like right here, they're going to swing aggressively for the main wall. We're going to spray our whole mag, get a free kill on him. Someone's going to run out, try to look for the refrag. I get my free kill on him as well. Now it's a nice 2v3 position, and in this type of position, I'm still worried about more people ego challenging, but I'm going to go ahead and take the time to reload. That's the other thing that's kind of unfortunate about the LMG, is that it takes a lot of time to reload as well. However, the trade-off in my opinion is that you don't have to reload very often, which means that you can take multiple gunfights. Now I'm going to go ahead and rotate over to the site window here, try to see if there's any type of play where I can jump in to try to ego contest. Now right here, my plan was to nade and then hop in, but I saw that there was a Legion mine underneath my window, so I decided it wasn't worth going for this play, because I was just going to get shotgun on the window and lose the round. So I decided I would just go ahead and rotate back to the breach, and conveniently there's a guy behind the minibar now, so I end up getting myself a free kill. Then we're going to spray through the soft wall here on the left side of the B-bomb, and the reason why I'm spraying right there is because it's a very common position that people tend to play inside of Samurai, which is where the mute was playing, so I end up getting a free kill onto him. And then now it turns into a 1v1 position. My Legion or my ace ends up dying to the Legion, and then we're going to go ahead and stick a plant here, try to force him to come close into me so that way I can pre-fire him and secure the round. Now next up, we're going to be over on Oregon here. Now the main playstyle that I tend to go for when I'm playing this bomb site is I tend to like kind of lurk for lobby, because I feel like lobby is a very hot spot when it comes to people like playing like aggressively for like flanks or like the like that, you know what I mean? And the idea that I'm going for is that if someone does flank, then I get a free kill onto them because I'm going to be actively holding for it, right? And then the idea is after I get that free kill, I would look to try to rotate towards white stairs. So like right here, there's a guy that's trying to hit a flank through Classroom. However, I end up stopping him. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get the kill, so he ends up rotating right back towards white side. And what ends up happening here is that I'm just going to have to like just start going for the white push anyway, with the expectation that people are going to be holding me. Now, I am fast forwarding through this clip, and the reason why is because not much really happens. All I'm doing is just holding for the Z hallway flank. Like I said, nobody's going to end up pushing me here, so I'm just going to go ahead and walk up, start going into my actual push that I want to be going for. And what's going to actually end up happening here is there's actually a mute that's going to try to ego challenge into me. Now, for some reason here, this headshot isn't going to register, and he's going to end up basically escaping from me. I honestly thought I injured him here, so I pushed up with a nade here. And I actually, when I crossed the server door, I actually saw like a weird rotate all the way over to the kitchen doorway. So I'm going to do is rotate slowly into dining here to try to look for a potential play where these guys try to flood back towards the bomb site. And there ends up being two guys that flood over to me. And what ends up happening here is it turns into a 3v1 position. There's a Goyle over by White Stairs in this position. But I'm going to go ahead and hold my ground here because I got audio that he was trying to look for the potential to kill on me. So I go ahead and basically like hold my ground because it's going to force him to basically be in like an awkward position on his way back into sight if I just hold him for a little bit longer than he wants to be held for, because he's trying to look for the free kill onto me, so that way I don't look for a pincer maneuver with the rest of my team onto him while we're getting the plant down. But anyway, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for today's step-by-step video for Finka. Like I said, the general idea with Finka is that you want to be playing her as like kind of like a almost a support to your team, if that makes sense. Like, you mostly want to be like the doc of your team. But however, I do think she is really strong to play in regards to like when you have like shield players on your team. It makes them like really strong in terms of like their swinging potential. They have a lot more potential when they're getting Finka boosted. But I do feel like the overall like role of like being able to heal your whole team is like really nice, because it enables a lot of people to take multiple gunfights throughout the round. And I feel like that's really important, because if your team is able to get kills, like if the more health they have, the more likely and the more confident they'll feel throughout the round, which is really important in this game, in my opinion. Now, that's going to pretty much do it, though. Like I said, there's one more clip here that I wanted to share with you guys on Cafe. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!
Shield on the window.
Drone is ready to go.